Well, hi there, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Monday morning here. It could end up being a busy Monday, especially in busy Monday night. Now, one thing I'll tell you right now is that most forecast models are somewhat similar to this one here, and that we won't see a lot of activity during the daytime today through 5 o'clock. Now, a couple of models are hinting at some storms firing up along a boundary, which will be kind of located right in the I-80 corridor. So we are going to have to watch for at least a chance of isolated thunderstorms later this afternoon and early this evening. But what is more likely to happen, storms are going to be firing up over eastern Wyoming and northeast Colorado, and those will push eastward into Nebraska this evening. Now, initially, there could be supercell thunderstorms such as these right in here, and these could produce all modes of severe weather. We could be talking about some very large hail, possibly some very big hail, over 2 inches in diameter. Severe wind gusts from downdrafts, and also isolated tornadoes are possible. But eventually, this is going to become more of a line or multiple lines of storms. And especially if they start to bow out like this, the bigger threat is going to turn into the damaging wind gust threat. This doesn't completely erase the hail or the tornado threat, but that threat does come down. This will become dominantly a damaging wind gust threat as these progress eastward. And this could be a late night affair. So for those of you that are going to be in bed, as most of you probably will be, have ways of getting warnings just in case during the overnight hours. And take severe thunderstorm warnings seriously, because even if they're not tornado warnings, there is the chance that these damaging wind gusts could be a big problem late tonight. And we're talking well after midnight in some cases here, including possibly in the Tri-Cities area. We could see some very significant wind gusts out of this. This continues eastward into eastern Nebraska early tomorrow morning. By 7 a.m., most of it is out of here now. We will get some wraparound showers and isolated thunderstorms on the backside of this, producing continued decent amounts of rainfall with this as well. Localized flash flooding over the next couple of days could be a bit of an issue, especially for areas that get multiple rounds of showers and storms. On top of what we've already seen, we saw a lot of rain back on Sunday. So as this whole area shifts eastward, we've got low pressure right about York here at noon tomorrow. As this whole area shifts east into the afternoon hours, the threat for severe weather gets higher over eastern Nebraska and into Iowa. By the evening or late afternoon here, most of us are done with the storms. They will be well to our east by that point. Strong winds on the backside of the system out of the northwest. Gusts possibly over 35 miles per hour. As we head into the nighttime hours of Tuesday night, most of us will see the winds die down. Most will stay dry, but there could be a couple of isolated showers and weak thunderstorms that remain through early Wednesday morning. Most will stay dry. So, severe weather threats. Now, first off, most of us have some sort of severe weather threat for later today and mostly tonight. Again, we might see something isolated pop up later this afternoon, early this evening, but really, like I mentioned before, the biggest threat is what fires up out here to the west and then pushes eastward tonight. Low end marginal risk up to the north where the threat is a little bit lower. Most of us have at least a level 2 out of 5 threat, a slight risk of severe storms. The highest area is going to be this enhanced risk area, level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk in the orange shaded counties from around Kearney, westward, Ogallala, Imperial, McCook, North Platte, all included all the way to west to Sydney and northeast Colorado. What kind of threats are we talking about? Like I said, initially with the supercells, there is a chance of a few tornadoes. So the highest chance of any tornado activity would be in southwest Nebraska and northeast Colorado. Now, that threat doesn't completely disappear tonight. Sometimes you get those weak tornadoes that form on those lines of storms as they race eastward. That is a chance there that tonight. So it's a low-end chance, though. So no, don't want to say 0% chance of a tornado, but it is a lower chance for much of the rest of the area. Hail. Especially, again, with the supercells, those initial supercells that develop out west, that is going to be a big threat. We could be talking about some hail over 2 inches in diameter, possibly up to around baseball size in diameter here. The hail threat does get lower as those storms become more linear and push eastward, and that threat is going to be lower. It's not zero, though. You can see we still may get some big hail, but the biggest threat is going to be out towards the west. And again, I think the more widespread of a part of our area is going to have a damaging wind gust threat later tonight, and this could be late tonight. Areas that have the white mark or the black marks here, that's marked as significant. That means damaging wind gusts over 75 mile per hour winds are going to be possible, and the highest threat of this is going to be in the pink shaded areas here. So again, kind of summing up the threats for late today and into tonight, 2-inch or bigger diameter hail, especially out west. Wind gusts are going to be the biggest overall threat for the largest part of the area. Some gusts could be over 75 miles per hour, and this is into the late night hours while we're sleeping. Keep that in mind. There is an isolated tornado chance, too, overnight tonight, with a little bit better chance of maybe a couple of tornadoes over southwest Nebraska during the evening hours. Along with that, we're talking about the potential for some heavy rainfall as well, which we'll talk about in just a bit. Now, jumping ahead to tomorrow, the chance of severe weather is mainly going to be over the eastern third of the state, east of Highway 281. A low-end marginal risk in the green, a little bit higher chance in places like Fremont, Lincoln, and Beatrice. A level 2 out of 5 slight risk. A much bigger threat, including even tornadoes, would be over into Iowa, where there's an enhanced risk of severe storms. Now onto that rain falls. We could see some pretty good amounts of rain over the next day or two. Some of the highest amounts of rain are expected to be over northern and western areas, but again, a lot of it will also depend on individual thunderstorms, which can enhance that rainfall amount. But keep that in mind here. And again, if any storms develop this afternoon, now again, that's a big if, but that could maybe mean a bigger threat in here too of some heavier rainfall. That's still a big if though, but if it were to happen, those would be slower moving storms during the late afternoon and early evening right in here, which could enhance that flood risk. Otherwise, a lot of rain over the next couple of days. Some places 1, 2, 3 inches of rain, but there may be some isolated higher amounts. That's on top of the rain we already saw this past weekend on Sunday. Well, highs for today, 60s to the northwest, low 80s in the east and southeast. The rest of us topping out in the 70s. Lows tonight, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Warmer the farthest southeast you go. And then looking ahead to tomorrow, this will be the coolest day of our forecast. Highs 50s here, or only in the lower 60s around the Tri-Cities, low to mid 60s. Some 70s though in the east and the southeast, a little bit warmer there. Tomorrow night, we'll dip back into the 40s and lower 50s for overnight lows. And then looking ahead to Wednesday, which is one of our quieter days of the forecast for the most part, highs will mostly be in the low to mid 60s. As we check out that 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, you can see the big drop in temperatures coming on Tuesday with the continued rain chances, especially in the morning hours. Then we're down to just a small chance late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, but it's going to stay busy as another round of rain and thunderstorms possible Thursday into Thursday night. Thursday night especially, and a Friday morning could be a decent chance of rain and thunderstorms there, and then that wraps up early Saturday morning. So most of your Saturday looks dry. Another round of rain and thunderstorms is possible though on Sunday. But you can see as we kind of look at the long-term forecast all the way through the middle of next week, including the holiday weekend, most of days are going to be pretty close to average, with tomorrow kind of the big exception. Big cool down with the cooler showers and isolated thunderstorms around during the day on Tuesday there. But again, most of us kind of hovering around in the 70s most of the next 7 to 10 days ahead. But there will probably be exceptions here and there. So I want to thank you all for watching the forecast for today here. I hope you have a good day. Again, have multiple ways of getting warnings tonight while you are sleeping. Not just the cell phone app, and NOAA All Hazards Weather Radio is a great way to get notifications while you are sleeping. It will wake you up. Don't just rely on tornado sirens. And sometimes those sirens blow when you have damaging wind gusts as a major threat, and that is a chance tonight for some of us. That could be a big threat. So again, have ways of getting warnings overnight tonight while you are sleeping. Well, again, thank you all for watching. I will see you all again on Tuesday morning. Take care and God bless. Bye.